Okay, so we're doing some chest tattoos, I think, today. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Something like that. I like chest tattoos a lot, so I've had a few myself. I may have one more one day.
So this one's from Kristen. It says, "Hey Remy, I was wondering if you had any thoughts on my chest piece. I would love to expand upon it someday, but I don't really know how that could work. Thanks." This is like everybody's problem.
Not as much here, oddly. You would think that I would dislike this thing, but I don't at all, and I think that it's because they built background into it. It's really, really easy to extend that purple shading stuff and even the orange stuff now further up onto the collar, and build another central piece on the throat.
Yeah.
Maybe like a moon or something. What is this, a witch fighting a dragon?
Or like, yeah, something like that, like some sort of spellcaster.
And like it's really obvious how it continues downward if you want to, because that witch currently is framed at the top with that, again, purple skin breaky shading stuff. You just swoop it around her further into the armpit and then border her on the lower part, and then you can build another image, maybe her other hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's actually pretty well done. Kudos to the artist on this one. The only thing that I think sucks about this is the dragon is too small.
Yeah, I mean, you could always like throw another dragon on the torso too, like attacking from the other direction.
I don't think that that's going to help anything.
Oh.
I think the dragon is supposed to be far away.
Yeah.
Like, it's clear that she's in a fight with this dragon. So I think it's like the perspective is the dragon is flying overhead. Mm-hmm. Right? But like, how many times are you getting fought by two dragons? So like, let's make the dragon bigger, right? And bring her hand down, and then have her other hand. That's
Yeah.
what I probably would have done, ideally.
Yeah. Or you could like add more cloak or like some like other fun elements in there.
It's not typically a great idea to do more than the head. A lot of people, like, we had one guy come in and he wanted a bear's belly. Like, he wanted like the bear head and then like its chest and belly on his outer bicep. It was the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Oh, that's so weird.
So what we gave him instead was the same thing as what's happened here, the bear's paw, right? Because that makes a good tattoo.
But he wanted the belly.
The belly would have been dumb. It would have been like horrible.
I love this close up of her face.
Yeah, so I really like this a lot.
Yeah,
it
like
has,
a crazy trad.
it's like more neo-trad,
Yeah.
but like it has like the look of like a kind of bad tattoo in a way.
Yeah.
But that's like the best of this stuff. It kind of looks old, like from
It's
the
like
start.
Old school,
Yeah.
but it's done well.
Yeah, I really like the purple around the eyes. Really pops the yellow in there. And all the skin break they used in places of highlights, because in traditional tattooing, they didn't use white ink.
Yeah.
And a lot of even neo-trad doesn't use white ink. They'll use skin breaks or blue to emulate highlights.
Cool.
Here they've done it with purple and negative space. But I do think if they weren't so fundamentalist, they could have got some nice little white highlights in places. But with that said, I don't think they need it. I think everything stands apart really well. There's a great use of light source and contrast here that a lot of people would have done this black hood too heavy. They
Yeah.
wouldn't have had all that break going on.
No, I like how it looks. I agree. Like, I think like adding a moon and some more of the weird like purpley foggy stuff, and maybe her other hand with maybe like a crystal
Yeah.
or like a staff.
This artist did themselves a real good service here, and also the fact that any other artist is going to have a hard time emulating the style, so they left it open for someone to add to it, but the likelihood is that they're going to add to
Yeah,
it.
and I would suggest going back to the same artist if possible.
It was very, very intelligently done for what it is. As much as it kind of has a look of a silly little tattoo, like a kitty kind of art style, the fundamental tattooing was very intelligent, and everything stands apart really well. The little haloing around the dragon is not lost on me. Like, he really does he gets to showcase, even though he's so small. If I had one wish, he would have been bigger. But overall, it's a really cool tattoo.
Yeah. All right. So this one, let's see. It says, "Hello, my name is JT. I am 20 years old, so I don't get tattooed often. Since I have to try and save up to be able to afford them and not miss out on other things for the month, these are my first 2 tattoos. The Headless Bat was my first tattoo done by Kevin at Ace of Hearts Tattoo in Long Beach in September 2022. The Tiger with Wings is my newest, done by Moses at Blackheart Tattoo in San Francisco. I'm thinking for my next tattoos, I'll get snakes coming out of the skin rips in my armpits onto the empty space on my chest, but I'm a little nervous to go into my armpits. Don't be nervous. Just do it."
I definitely understand being like young and not having the money to pay for tattoos. When I was starting out, I got tattooed like every 3 or 4 months, and then I took a long time off getting tattooed to save up to buy my house. But once that was done, I pretty much went nuts.
Yeah, even me. A lot of my first tattoos were, free. Because I have a lot of friends who are tattoo artists.
I didn't get any
Never
free
a good
tattoos
idea.
until real far in.
Well, let's be real. I'm a girl.
Yeah, I didn't get anything free. In fact, I was paying a fortune for my work early on.
Yeah.
I pay less now than I used to pay, but I paid an absolute preposterous amount of amount of money for most of my work. Especially I was going to Rick then, and back in 2008, he was like 160 then. Like, just to give people an idea, the economy was in a different place then.
Yeah, that was a lot of money.
Minimum wage was like $7.50 here. So that was a lot of fucking money. So when you went seeing him and he worked on you for 3 hours and you were short $500, you fucking felt it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, but yeah. Segue. Anyways, yeah, like this guy is pretty cool.
I kind of like it and I kind of don't like it. We see a lot of these like similar ideas on here, and I think this is one of the better ones.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's the anatomy is nice and the foreshortening
most
is
of
nice.
most of the anatomy is nice. I don't know what happened at the feet. Like I don't know what's happening there.
Where, the back feet?
These paws down here.
The back feet.
Yeah.
They are a little strange.
They're very strange. They look like mop strands. They don't look like
Little moppy claws.
they don't look like paws.
Yeah.
Like that, once I noticed that, I can't take my eye off of it. I really don't know what happened there. They look like they're like squids or something. Like he's got little squid feet. It's fucked up. It's very odd.
Yeah, now I can't unsee it. But like everything other than that has like pretty good.
I think it probably would have been better if they hadn't have tried the foreshortening, and then maybe if they had just done like, I don't know, if they had just like implied the legs without showing the legs.
Foreshortening everywhere else is good except for those back feet are weird.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's because it's hard to draw feet that small and get them right. The paws up front look good.
Yeah, I mean the problem is that they tried to get in too many details though. You just go less detailed. You see
Well, the whole thing is too detailed.
You see less detail when something's far away.
That's like whenever anyone wants a snake, or a dragon even, almost every artist, unless they hate themselves and also sort of don't want a good tattoo, they'll take out some of the scales, because if you do too many scales, it just ends up looking congested. Mm-hmm. It's also a lot more work. It just doesn't add up to a better tattoo generally. And that's really part of the problem in the wings here for me, is like, sometimes it's what you choose to leave out, and they just look very, very busy. They look too sharp too. Like everything is too pointed. They should have been a little fluffier, because I get the feeling that they're meant to be fluffy wings, not like claws.
I don't know. To me, they seem like hawk wings.
They look sharper than his claws and his teeth. It's just the way that they've shaded them and all the contrast. They look very sharp to me, almost like knives. You don't see that? They look almost like knives to me.
Yeah,
like you
it's
could
probably
shank
the
someone with
black.
one of these.
Metal wings.
I think it's almost too much. They put too much love into this. They were having too much fun with this, they went too meticulous in all of the light to dark. Though the contrasting is really nice, it's just very busy. But I do like it a lot. It's sharp, but too sharp almost.
And then, was this the
Yeah,
other
it's the same one.
tattoo?
This is this Headless Bat.
Oh,
And
I like the Headless Bat.
I think I like this one more.
Yeah.
I think that they could have used a little bit more negative space in the bloody wings.
Yeah, a little bit more negative space in the little leggy area too, I think.
The blood is like in here. You just need enough for us to understand what it is, and then some breathing room would have made the blood look. Oddly, it would have made it look more empowered in this composition to have less red, because that was the highlight here, and they ended up. It's like too much of a good thing.
Yeah, they
right?
went way
It's like
too
just
bloody.
dumped the red, but I fucking love it anyway. Like, I like this idea. I like the execution of it. I like this more than the other one, but it doesn't have as much contrast as the other one. So I'm wondering. He said these were done by 2 different artists, I think. So
Yeah, I think that. I mean, overall, you've picked 2 like really decent artists.
Yeah.
These are really like decent tattoos. And I don't think you should compromise. Like, everybody's in such a hurry to get like these full body suits in. Again, you're only 20.
it doesn't happen
Like,
till you're later into it usually.
Be patient and just keep getting good tattoos.
You either do it this way, or you end up saving all your money and doing it all at once, like Rolly did.
Yeah.
Like, and then you just bang it out.
I
People
think
are
for
like,
a lot-
"Wow, they got a lot done."
I think for a lot of people, this way is a little bit more satisfying.
Of
right?
course it is, because you get a little bite here and there,
Yeah.
and people look forward to tattoos like Christmas.
I like the bites.
So it's healed version. You could see that, like I said, it wasn't enough contrast in it. It's a little too dull. But this is a terrible photo too.
Yeah, this photo's washing
this is
out everything.
Fucking
too.
terrible photo. It just tattoo a disservice. It's like when you do like a photo, but you have like a thumb smear on your lens.
Or like there's like a light flare that like really screws everything up.
I just feel like he just polished off a bag of Cheetos when he took this photo. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I should get a healed one. He'll want to see how it heals. Well, just
Right.
take the nicer photo next time.
Yeah.
I like this one more than the first one, but I think the first one is a better tattoo.
Yeah. Super
So.
cool. Super cool. And then we have this randomness.
I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is?
Well, it's like
It's like a lady with a bull skull.
Yes. Yeah. Lady with a goat bull skull.
We haven't quite.
And then there looks to be some sort of screaming face down there, and some
Oh, I would never have guessed that.
sort of
I don't know if that's what that is.
tentacles or something. I don't know.
I mean, I see breasts.
What did you?
I see
usually- yeah,
breasts
there's
and a lot of
breast.
confusion, and a lot of dark and a lot of negative space.
What did you call this? A blorb last time?
Yeah, but this isn't that blorby because everything is spaced out properly. It's just they didn't know how to shade.
Yeah. No.
Right.
It's
Because like they had the right idea with contrast ratios. It's just like there's a few places where that falls apart, like the horns and stuff.
It reminds me of the movie Akira, if anybody's seen it, when Tetsuo goes, monstrous and he's got weird blorbs everywhere.
I think this is
that's where we are.
like an album art or something is what I would imagine this is. So you
Probably.
got Beavis and Butthead on the shelf there.
Eh,
Good taste.
yeah.
We're moving on.
Okay, next. Ooh, weird place for a cathedral window.
Yeah, well, he blacked out the nipple. I'm hoping the other one goes too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm actually like, I'm sad that it's not done, and I want to see this finished because it's such an odd place for this.
I kind of like it and I kind of hate it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I
'Cause,
want
like,
to see it done.
It's just like, let's turn my torso into background.
Great.
Like, this looks like it's supposed to be behind something, not
Yeah.
the main focus.
But I want to see it finished to know if I hate it.
This would also drive me crazy because the likelihood is that this guy will eventually end up with a throat tattoo. He's already touched that. And now he's going to have to do something small or behind this. He's already on his throat, so the likelihood is he may end up with throat piece.
You could put a dove there.
Well, they're
but
gonna
tiny
do
stuff.
shading here.
Oh yeah, no.
Right,
he's
they've
got
already
no room
started,
for anything.
so they're going to come up just a little higher on there, just below the Adam's apple with this, and then whatever goes up there will have to be tacked on now because they're bordering it already with something, right? Which
Yeah.
is the right move, to border it with shading, because
It
this
makes
stuff,
everything pop.
well, this stuff's too light to stand out. Like the
Yeah.
edges are too light to stand out without this black behind them. So that's actually an intelligent move. I just feel like they almost should have had that whole thing lower.
Yeah.
But he wanted a little bit of his throat tattooed. And because he wanted a little bit of his throat tattooed, I already know he's going to want more of his throat tattooed.
I just feel like they should have found a way to bring the design up onto his throat more. Like
Yep.
doing like a decorative bit
Either
up there.
more or less.
Yeah.
Well, you could have brought the whole point up farther.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There's
saying.
nothing saying it needed to stop there.
Because if you look at the shape this is creating on his body, it's actually quite nice. There's shirts that have sleeves that fit this way, and they're made to like make your body look a certain way.
I think it makes him look smaller than he is.
I think his
And
shoulders look really big.
he's got a narrow chest,
Yeah.
but like this made his chest look more narrow. It's almost like a spaghetti strap formation on his, or like the shirts that they wrap around the.
It's like a baseball team.
I don't know about that. It doesn't look as. This doesn't look masculine. It looks like a feminine kind of formation.
I don't know about that.
Well, broad. Men go broad, right? Masculine is typically broad. We make the chest look bigger.
I think that he wouldn't look so broad in the shoulders if he didn't have this tattoo.
I mean, fair, but it's making his chest look very small.
I think he's got a very small chest.
But this is making that problem worse, is what I'm saying.
Anyways, I like the shape that it's creating in the shoulder area.
I mean, he's probably going to have sleeves, and that's going to take away from that, though. There's no stopping. Like, it's not like, oh, I got this piece and then it stopped. He has lower arm tattoos already. The likelihood is that this shape is going to get filled in with other things eventually.
I
So you're
wanna
never
see
going to
it
get rid of this framing.
Please, sir, can you send it to us finished?
Because, like, the way they framed it, it's very hard to add on organically.
Right. And
with-
maybe give us a blurby about it. I want a blurby.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I want to know.